Alright, one little thing I wanted to mention. I know I said next video you'll be seeing me installing the lights and stuff, but I just figured it'd be a good idea to mention this part. Sometimes when you go cutting on this tape, it's a little dirty and loose right there. And when you try to cut it again, I can't help but think you're gonna lose marks. That's what I'm worried about. So I went and got some of this Gorilla Super Glue. I already did that one end down there. It works great. Wanted to make sure before I go filming it, so I'm not tucking out of my neck or anything. But you just put a little dab in there, run it down a little ways, put the cap back on real quick. I take a end of a screwdriver, just work it back and forth until it gets there. Stand down. Now move on to the next part. And I get to keep my line in the correct place. It's just better off this way. So anyway, I wanted to point that out. Point out a couple tools I use too. Let's get it hooked up here. I used a couple Dremels. Just this in. A couple Dremels there for cutting and grinding stone. The cutting wheel over there on the big chunks. And we'll see if I need to use any air tools for the rest of it. Alrighty, so got my straight edges all cleaned up, pretty close to exact measurement I want. I make red marks on there just to keep me on track of telling me, okay, that's it for the power tools. Finish the rest by hand. And what I mean by hand is a file. I have these corners to work on next. After that, I'll be putting it back on the jig, because my original measurement for this roll pan was when it was on the jig. So I'm going to go back to the jig when I do my detailed measurements and finish, just to make sure everything stays on track. Alrighty, there it is. All trimmed out, cut nice and neat. Both sides are the same. I'm very pleased with it. I know I said on my last video that I'd be showing you the installing the light part, but there's just too much more prep work to do on the outside. You can see my paint. It's just real quick rattle can paint. I'm even got a stinking run or two in it, some dust, but that's okay. This is not the final thing. The reason why I had to paint it is because I had to sand it down, and the reason I sanded it down is because when I went to do the super glue part, it bled through and filtered through the first layer of tape, which made it stick. But that's the price I had to pay for keeping my lines consistent. And look how sweet that is. They're very, very awesome. Very good. Just take your time and be patient. Let's see, the next, I got to figure out what I'm going to do for license plate light. I don't want it sticking out like a wart. I'm going to French it. I got to figure that out next. As well as getting to the lights like I promised. So with that being said, man, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate everyone that subscribed. Appreciate it if you tell a friend. See what goes on at this little shop. 162 Customizing. Thanks a lot, and have a good one.